You've seen her show off her entertaining skills as a regular contributor on The Rachel Ray Show, as well as through the corporate catering business she operates with celebrity chef Mario Batali. She is Mary Giuliani, caterer to the stars. Mary creates parties for the creme de la creme of the art, fashion, and entertainment world, and her clients look to her to break traditional entertaining norms and bring to life parties and ideas that are one of a kind and truly playful experiences. I am extremely pleased to have Mary join us today to share some of her tips on spring and summer entertaining and give us some simple rules for living Italian. Thank you, Mary. It's great to be speaking with you today.
Thanks, Jenny. I'm so happy to be speaking with you.
It's so nice to have the opportunity to speak to a fellow Italian today.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Well, you probably love eating and drinking as much as I do then.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think it's my sole purpose in life.
Me too.
So obviously, given that you've grown up in an Italian household, and I read that you grew up living with your grandparents, I would say you probably spent a fair amount of time in the kitchen, correct?
Oh, it was the hub of our household. Yeah, I feel really lucky that I had the exposure to my Italian grandparents in my home because from a very early age, Saturdays were sacred to us, and so from a very early age, we just cooked all day Saturday. And it wasn't just so much that I got the incredible exposure of learning how to make great meatballs and sauce and braciole, but it was the enjoyment and the joy that they got in spending the whole day cooking and sharing and laughing. And so for me, I think a good entertainer is one that enjoys both the ritual and the actual sharing of food with others that they've taken time to prepare. So I think that's the most important thing that I learned. And then when I was lucky enough to go study in Italy, Italian food and culture, and it was the same thing, the joy and the pride in the ritual of preparing food for people that you love. So that's really what excites me about what I get to do every day.
Yeah, I would say so too. I always kind of say that love is the key ingredient to the preparation.
Definitely.
So obviously that shaped you as a person and influenced your choice of career, I would assume, correct?
Definitely.
And so I was reading, and I love that you characterized yourself as a bit of a cocktail mix of both of your grandmothers.
Yes. Yeah, I'm actually named for both. My grandmother that lived in my home, her name was Mary, and that's my name. And my grandmother, Lucille, she lived in a town called Montauk in Long Island. And so Mary was my traditional, grandmother, cooked and was a beautiful, wife and mother and domestic woman. And my grandmother Lucille was a maverick business entrepreneur. She wore pantsuits. She owned restaurants and hotels. And so I consider myself, yes, a delicious mixed cocktail of both of these women.
That's such a wonderful way to put it, and I'm sure they must be thrilled to have inspired you along your career path and see the success that you've found doing what you do.
Yes, very much so. I wish they were still here to see more of it, but they're with me. They're with me.
Yeah, it's true. They're always with us.
Exactly.
It's very true. But what Nonna teaches never gets forgotten.
That's right.
So, obviously, being of Italian descent myself, I know that there seems to be a particular lifestyle that is associated with being Italian. To define it for people who aren't, what would you say it means to you to live Italian?
To live Italian means to respect the ritual. Respect, I remember, Grandma in the morning really taking a slow morning, dipping her delicious biscotti or, her Italian cookies into her espresso and, enjoying that time. So there's these little rituals, like I said, being in the kitchen, loving, laughing, gathering. So that, I think, is the best way to infuse that warmth into what you're doing. I also find finding really good, authentically Italian products is very important. So I was really thrilled to find that Mulino Bianco, which is the #1 bakery in Italy, now offers their products here in the United States. So
that's phenomenal.
When I found their breadsticks, so how much do we as Italians love breadsticks?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's like my earliest childhood memory was wrapping prosciutto around a breadstick for Santa Claus because cookies weren't, he could have been Italian. So that's why we did that. But so for entertaining, I like to find things that I could do before my guests arrive and keep it really fun and simple so I can enjoy my time with them. So I've come up with this, I serve this breadstick bar where I put the breadsticks out and then I put a whole bunch of colorful and beautiful dips and vegetables. So like an Italian guacamole, a white bean hummus, an eggplant caponata, some roasted tomatoes. It's beautiful. It could be done prior to my guests arriving and eats like a meal. And they make these plates. They dip the breadsticks into all these different flavors, and so I really enjoy. That's one thing I love doing at parties. It's a nice shortcut, and it also feeds like a meal.
That's wonderful. That's such a great idea. So that's definitely one fantastic tip for entertaining. What else would you suggest as some seasonal entertaining tips? Spring and summer is approaching. Also, we're on the cusp of the Easter season right now as well, which is a big holiday for Italians.
Exactly, and I think for a big holiday for the Italians, I think for we get the beautiful luxury now of going outdoors, and buying deliciously fresh, clean ingredients. So I'm a big fan of, if everyone comes to your house and they always know they're going to be sitting in your dining room or your living room or your kitchen to entertain, that's great, but use the outdoors to switch it up and find a tree, put a little table underneath it, hang a little sparkling, light. It just, that little change really makes the night more special or the day more special and more, and then also for dessert for me is a very big thing. I don't know, Jenny, if you're a big dessert person, but
oh my goodness, yeah, I have quite a sweet tooth.
Yeah, me too. So whenever I entertain, I always try to make dessert a very special, have its special moment. I joke when I say you only get one chance to make a last impression, and to me that's with dessert. So again, Millennio Bianco makes an assortment of these really authentically delicious Italian cookies that come in all sorts of shapes and sizes and colors, which for me is great because I kind of use that as my decor too. So I'll set 2 cake stands or a tray out with all the various cookies, and then here's the fun part. I encourage them to make little ice cream sandwiches. So I'll put or gelato, if we want to go real Italian, different flavors out with different sauces and sprinkles and crumbles. And so, again, I'm watching my guests just enjoy this act of having fun, eating these Italian cookies, and and just sitting back and enjoying what I've prepared for them.
That's wonderful. Again, more amazing ideas, which would be definitely fun to incorporate this season. Aside from sort of the food rituals, what else would you recommend as sort of ways that people can incorporate that Italian style living into their lives?
I think again, it's taking time to. We live in such a fast-paced, everything's quick and easy, and I think the Italians do it best. They stop and they appreciate the moment, and they make time to put some care and attention into what they're doing. So I think that in entertaining is a great way to just sort of say, let's slow down, let's not make it all about what I could do faster, quicker. It's, can I set aside a little bit of time and really put my heart into this and really enjoy it, and making time. And even if that time is just in the morning, dipping your cookie like your grandmother used to into that cup of coffee, that's nice. That's you've stopped for a moment. You've put your phone away. You've just decided to. So I think that's the authentically Italian way of living, enjoying everyone around you and sharing with them as much as you can through food and beverage and fun.
I think that's definitely the way to go. And I love that you sort of take the simplicity of it all and bring that forward and show how just simple things can become luxurious and elegant, and people can just enjoy themselves.
Yep.
So my last question is, you're celebrating your 12th anniversary, and
yes.
in terms of your business, what continues to inspire your creativity, the ideas that you have? You just talked about those couple of great bar ideas, the ice cream sandwich bar, the breadstick bar.
Yep.
What kind of keeps that creativity flowing to make these amazing events happen time after time?
Well, thanks. It's a great question, Jenny. I'm really lucky because I get to work with a lot of incredibly creative people. So I work with a lot of art companies, fashion, entertainment. So I'm constantly tasked to be a food and beverage extension of their brands, or tell a food story, which is really, that's why it's a very exciting time to be in food. No longer is it about a piece of chicken and a salad. Now there could be some really unique and creative ways. And for me, this elevated interaction, you know, forget the word buffet, it's almost like a snacktivity. It's like, you know, putting food out and allowing people to share. So I find inspiration in, you know, in odd places. I find inspiration in old movies, in record albums, in just in a lot of different ways. If I find something that excites me or I want to recreate something, but I'm constantly thinking out of the box. I always tell my team, like, everything's possible when it comes to food. So let's just figure out like what envelopes we're going to push and how we're going to do that. And we come up with some really fun and exciting things. I had a Ferris wheel we used to serve macaroni and cheese off of, and I thought it was great. We had to retire it because it broke, but.
That's incredible. I love it. I love it. So, so if people want to learn a little bit more about what you do and the Molino Bianco products, where would you recommend they go for more info?
You could go to molinobianco.com, and these products are available in grocery stores throughout the United States. And I'm just marygiuliani.com.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Mary, for taking the time to speak with me today and give us some wonderful ideas for the season ahead and some inspiration. And once again, it's just lovely to connect with someone on a cultural basis as well.
On an Italian level. Jenny, this was really, really nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
You too.
Bye-bye.